He was running for the office of the doghouse here in America. He said if he would be elected president, he would penalize all churches.
As faith and social policy increasingly intersect in today's world, many believers are left asking, what is the role of the church in addressing modern societal issues? Today, we're diving into an intense exchange between Pastor Gino Jennings, a figure known for his unyielding faith stance, and a prominent politician challenging religious institutions on LGBTQ rights. This conversation isn't just about policy, it's about the heart of religious freedom and how it fits into our evolving society. Let's start by understanding the core issue. During his recent campaign, this politician advocated for removing tax-exempt status from religious institutions that don't support same-sex marriage. His view, as he stated, is rooted in the idea that every organization should honor human rights equally, especially for the LGBTQ community. For him, it's a matter of equity. However, this approach has stirred controversy among those who believe it infringes on religious freedom. In response, Pastor Gino Jennings, a preacher known for his strong convictions and commitment to biblical teachings, decided to speak up.
Today, we're supposed to have a discussion with the former congressman of Houston, Texas, Mr. Beto O'Rourke. And he was running for the office of the doghouse here in America. He said if he would be elected president, he would penalize all churches who did not believe and endorse and perform same-sex marriages. And he would strip all churches of their tax-exempt status. So we had a letter sent to him to meet us today. And his secretary, his personal secretary, did call me. And we talked, and we told her how the format would be. And she said, that's good, Pastor Jennings, that's very good. She said, but you have a very busy schedule and he may not be able to make it. Would you settle for a substitute? I said, anybody. Because why would you attack the church? Because you got some belief that promotes that which God is against. So, before I go further, I want to share with my brothers and sisters that are here, and come on, Dan, and my viewing audience, the letter that was sent. I'll let Dan read it to you and let you get a chance to hear it. All right.
Dear Mr. Beto O'Rourke, we would like to introduce you to our assembly, which is based on the faith of holiness. We are writing in regarding your proposed Equality Act. We understand that you seek to eliminate the tax-exempt status for any non-profit organization which would hinder or oppose human or civil rights of those individuals in the LGBTQ community. We are wholly against any discrimination practices which would deprive any person of their dignity to maintain a safe and equitable existence. While we are opposed to any violation of human rights, we would like to better understand how you perceive the challenge of civil rights violations of those identifying as LGBTQ and what you desired outcome is for those with different sentiments if the Equality Act is enacted. We would now like to offer you the opportunity to have a respectful and honest dialogue with an actual organization which may be targeted by your proposed act. We invite you to join us for a televised dialogue during our international end-of-year convocation to be held in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to define the reality and opinions of civil rights and human rights to which all are entitled, yet differently defined. We hope that you will see the need for this conversation and hope that you will accept our invitation with best regards. Thank you in advance for your time and consideration. We look forward to hearing from you soon. Sincerely, Pastor Gino Jennings.
Thank you, brother. This is what we send the congressman. Yes. Why was this discussion very important? Here's a man who was running for the highest office in America. And as you can see, brothers and sisters, the LGBTQRXTUVW and the XYZ are really pushing their agenda and trying to force it. And the churches around the world are bowing to the force of it.
His perspective sheds light on what he views as a potential threat to the church's ability to practice faith authentically. In Jennings' view, this isn't merely a policy debate, but a matter of protecting the sanctity and autonomy of the church. Pastor Jennings went a step further, sending a formal letter inviting this politician to a public discussion. The letter expressed not only his stance on marriage, but also his commitment to respectful dialogue. Jennings made it clear that, while he opposes discrimination, he cannot compromise on scriptural principles. He invited the politician to meet face-to-face, to engage in what he hoped would be a respectful exchange of views. This interaction raises an essential question: how should the church address issues of human rights, particularly when they seem to clash with biblical teachings? Christians are often called to balance love for all people with adherence to Scripture. But what does that look like in practice? Jennings' stance is clear. For him, these aren't just societal opinions, but divine commands that should remain intact. Yet, he also acknowledges the importance of respecting each individual's dignity, a stance that doesn't always align with public opinion. The heart of this debate extends beyond LGBTQ rights. It touches on the very nature of religious freedom. Should churches be forced to align with secular values to retain their tax status? Or do they have a right to maintain doctrinal purity regardless of shifting societal norms? The politician's argument is that any organization benefiting from government support should uphold human rights as defined by today's standards. However, many argue that this approach risks penalizing churches simply for adhering to their beliefs. Over the years, Jennings has faced intense backlash for his views on marriage, especially from those who feel that his stance is discriminatory. But instead of retreating, he's doubled down, viewing this opposition as a test of faith. He often reminds his audience that faith isn't meant to conform to culture. Instead, believers are called to stand strong, even when the cost is high. This unwavering approach has made Jennings a polarizing figure, but also a respected one among those who value traditional beliefs. Perhaps the most powerful aspect of this encounter is the invitation to dialogue. In a time where polarized views are often met with silence or hostility, Jennings' call for open conversation is a reminder of the importance of understanding. Even if agreement isn't reached, there's value in hearing each other out. While the politician couldn't attend, Jennings' invitation stands as an example of how faith leaders can engage with society's pressing questions without abandoning their core beliefs. As Christians, we're called to navigate a rapidly changing world with grace and conviction. How do we respond when societal expectations conflict with our faith? This is the challenge Jennings and countless believers face today. It's not about rejecting others, but about holding fast to what we believe while respecting those who may disagree. In a culture that often prioritizes popular opinion over lasting truth, Christians must decide, will we stand firm even when it's difficult? And how can we do so with love and respect? Thank you for joining us on this journey of faith and conviction. These discussions remind us that being a Christian isn't always easy, especially in a world that challenges our beliefs. But let's remember our foundation is strong. If you found this video meaningful, please like, subscribe, and join us for more conversations about living a life that honors God. Until next time, stay blessed and keep the faith.